welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Vivian. This is my variety vlog where I talk all things consciousness, crystals, and cacao. I am a educator and facilitator, healer within the realms of consciousness, mindset, energetics, and spirituality. My goal is to help you heal your subconscious and energetic blocks through spiritual wisdom. I specialize with high vibrational modalities, specifically crystal therapy, which I find to be the most profound and effective way of getting through the subconscious blocks and really raising your vibration so that you can live an inspired, empowered, connected, aligned, fulfilled, and joyous life. All the things, right? So in today's video, as the title suggests, I'm going to be doing another ceremonial cacao review. And this is actually one of my favorite cacaos. So this video has been a long time coming, and we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. Alrighty. So today I am reviewing Ruk'u'x Ulew. And it's like, obviously, like I opened it from the bottom, so it's a little complicated. Here we go here. Today we are talking about Ruk'u'x Ulew. And this cacao is really awesome. This cacao is absolutely amazing. I've been working with this cacao, Ruk'u'x Ulew, since 2019. And if I'm not mistaken, it was one of my teachers, my Mayan cosmology teacher, who introduced me to this cacao. I think it just came up in conversation as we were speaking one day. And ever since then, this has been one of my staples, one of my go-tos. Always have it in my cacao cabinet, Ruk'u'x Ulew. So, Ruk'u'x Ulew, let's just start with the name, yeah? So, Ruk'u'x Ulew is Cachiquel, and it means heart of the earth, which is, I mean, come on, heart of the earth. I think that's a really great name for a cacao. And if you look here, that little glyph there, that's Ish. That is the glyph for the Nahual Ish within the Mayan cosmovision, who represents the essence of Gaia, of Mother Earth. So this cacao carries a very beautiful feminine essence. I mean, cacao, to me, and with the teachers that I have sat with, cacao is presented as a feminine spirit. And I know sometimes, like, you'll go somewhere and I don't know what they're doing, but they're saying cacaucito and giving her like this whole like masculine thing going. And while there are different strains within the cacao family, within the Theobroma family, I do know of one that I can say for sure is masculine. We're not talking about that one today. But cacao, in this form, she is feminine. She or her. Okay, we'll use pronouns she, her. Okay, mamacita cacao. So besides that, right, being called the heart of the earth and having the glyph of Ish, it's made by a women's co-op in Legatitlan, specifically in the town of San Marcos, La Laguna. So this is Guatemalan cacao. It's 100% cacao paste from Guatemala, and you know, they get the seeds from Alta Verapaz, I believe it's Alta Verapaz, and they roast the seeds, they prepare everything on the lake. So there's a lot that I want to say about this cacao. First and foremost, it is made by a women's co-op. a indigenous led, an indigenous owned women's co-op on Lake Atitlan. And that to me is extremely beautiful. It's important for me personally, with my own preference, because it carries with it a specific energetic tone, we'll say that way. It carries with it a specific energetic tone. And what is the energetic tone? What it, like, you know, what she's talking about? Energetically, I feel that this cacao, one, definitely carries within it the spirit of the sacred fire within Mayan spirituality. And it carries with it the spirit of the Mayan ancestors. You know, bear with me. Okay, so one of the things that I really love about Ruk'u'x Ulew is that they're very open, and you can like hop in one day and see that them actively working and pouring the cacao into the molds, and it just feels very personal, transparent, honest, sweet. I mean, when you go and you see the women and you meet them, they're so kind, and they're so friendly, and they're so grateful. They're so grateful for your support. So yeah. When you go on their website and you read the story, it was started by a woman named Cecilia. She's super sweet, and you know, her desire came from wanting to be able to help the other women in the community. A lot of the women who work, if not all of the women who work for Ruk'u'x Ulew are single mothers, and they needed work. And you know, she connected with the spirit of cacao and was guided to create this cacao company, and now she's able to employ single mothers from the community. And it's roasted by hand, it's peeled by hand, it's prepared by hand, very minimal machinery used. And it's really been fantastic. Like, this has been a fantastic cacao that I've been working with since 2019. And okay, so so this is 100% ceremonial cacao, which is just pure cacao paste. Like most Guatemalan cacao, it has a very very deep and robust taste. Like I said, having that that essence of the sacred fire, you can taste the roastedness to it. This is a cacao where, if you are not used to the taste of pure cacao, or the bitterness of chocolate, it will take some getting used to. The taste is strong. It's definitely strong. She's not shy in the taste with this cacao. So if you're not used to drinking just straight up cacao and water, then it's going to take a little bit of like doctoring it up to make it a little bit more palatable. But it all depends on what your intention is, right? So if we're drinking this cacao for medicinal purposes, to connect, go ahead and just do your cacao and your water, and it'll be bitter, but it'll be exactly the medicine that you need. Emulsification. Does it emulsify easily? It'll take some TLC. If you're just preparing it with water on a stove top, very, very low burner, with warm to hot water, not boiling, you know, you're gonna have to put some elbow grease in it, okay? Make sure you have enough time to stand there and pray over your cacao as you mix it, as you stir it, because it'll take a bit for it to actually emulsify and have that creamier consistency, if that's what you're going for. If you want the creamy consistency, you don't got all that time, it blends super easily, super deliciously. Once it's blended, or even using in a handheld frother, very creamy, very thick, very rich, depending on the ratio of cacao to water that you use. I like mine to be a bit more richer. I like that thicker, velvety consistency, so I use a little less water. The dosage, I'm going to leave that to you to go onto their website and see the recommended dosage. I have my own dosages that I work with, which at this point, I don't even measure. I just eyeball it. I know it. I feel it. And it'll vary depending on the day, depending on what I'm going through, what I'm feeling, and what my intention is. So, because the taste is so strong with this cacao, I wouldn't recommend sweetening it with honey because it's not going to do anything. If you use panela, go for it. But my favorite sweetener to use with this cacao is maple syrup. Maple syrup gets the job done. You don't have to use too much, and they pair really nicely. The maple syrup brings out the flavors and the undertones within this cacao. Now, as far as the energetics go, okay, well, this is the cacao that I use and that I recommend to others when there's something that you feel that you need to work through. When there's something that you really feel that you need to penetrate, when you're looking for a breakthrough, energetically, this is the cacao that I use. With my experience, this cacao has helped me tremendously when it's come to shadow work, when it's come to feeling something that I've had resistance towards feeling. This cacao will take you deep. And I work with this cacao personally. I usually don't serve this cacao in ceremony unless I'm familiar with the people who are going to be in ceremony, people who have already come to my circles or that are already working with cacao because of the potency. And that's not to say that that'll happen in every single ceremony. There's so many factors that come into play, like the energy of the day, how it's prepared, who the facilitator of the ceremony or circle is. But with my experience, I use this with people who have already been working with cacao. One, because the taste might scare newbies off, but also because of the depth that this cacao can take you to. And I love that it is prepared by that woman's co-op, because when you are diving into the depths of your own subconscious, right? The subconscious waters, our emotions, our inner hidden feminine essence that both men and women carry. There's that strength, right? That strength, but also that nurturing feminine presence. So, I love this cacao. I really, really do. It can be quite stimulating, and I mean that digestively. Digestively, this might make you poop, like a good cup of coffee, but I can't recommend this enough. This cacao, like I said, I've been drinking this cacao since 2019. And I don't foresee myself stopping anytime in the future. If you want to incorporate cacao into your ritual and explore your inner psyche, explore your spirit, your soul to new depths, this is a really great cacao to work with. If you're in in a process of shadow work, of metamorphosis, this is a really great cacao to work with. And I don't really recommend like mixing it with anything. You know, this one, water, the cacao, and some maple syrup if you want to sweeten it, and that's it. If not, no sweetener, just go right in. Really great to incorporate into a morning practice. Really great for a journaling practice, because this cacao will absolutely help you to open up. Yeah. That's what I'll say about this cacao. I mean, I could just go la la la. I mean, you know, if you watch my videos, you know I could just go on and start rambling. Something super cool. Recently, their cacao has been coming out really activated energetically. If you go on their Instagram, you'll see pictures of molds with images that have shown up within the mold and like in the spirals of the cacao. And I used this cacao during my Sacred Woman retreat in March. And when I opened the package of cacao, I was absolutely blown away. I was so excited by the image that I saw in the mold. So when I opened the cacao, within the spirals of the cacao, you know, the different layers and the textures, I saw the image of a woman, which was like right on brand because I'm running my women's retreat. And this woman, there were different aspects, but this is what I'll share. The woman was carrying a vessel, like a water vessel or a cacao vessel, and her hair was just blowing back in the wind, and the liquid that was coming out of this barrel, this vessel, it came upwards like this, and it began to taper off into what could be perceived as the head of a snake and or dragon. It was absolutely fantastic and phenomenal, and wow. So the spirit in this cacao is very alive. And this video has turned out to be like way longer than I anticipated, which usually happens when I'm talking about cacao. I'm just like blah, 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 blah. But if you do choose to work with this cacao, I ask that you please use it intentionally and with reverence, because this cacao is carrying a very present energy that can help you immensely when used with integrity, intentionally, with gratitude. So, yeah. Ruk'u'x Ulew. Maltiosh, 1, 2, 3 veces. Maltiosh means thank you. Thank you. So thank you to everyone who is a part of Ruk'u'x Ulew, and to everyone who is a part of bringing this medicine into the hands of foreigners and people that don't live on Lake Atitlan. We really, really appreciate it. You're doing absolutely amazing work, and I'm happy to continue supporting you guys. So I'll leave a link in the description below for this cacao where you can purchase it if you are in the States. I sometimes have it in my own shop, but since I'm not in the States, I'm in paradise, my own personal paradise. My shop is presently closed, but I'll leave a link in the description. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you've worked with Ruk'u'x Ulew, comment below. It's always really special to hear other people's experiences with cacao because they can be very unique, but also extremely resonant and remind us that we're all on very similar paths and experiencing similar things in this human experiment. And it's through sharing and being vulnerable that we're able to truly connect and create community. So yeah, feel free to be open to share. I have some workshops coming up. I'll leave the description for that I'll leave the links for that in the descriptions as well. These workshops are catered towards or curated to inform, very important, inform and educate and empower you regarding the energy centers. So the energy centers are also known as the chakras. However, with the material in these workshops, it takes it out of the more esoteric context and puts it into this is a real thing that's happening within my psyche and my body context. So making it a bit more practical so that you can understand how to work with these energies, how you are either empowered or disempowered, how you are energized or leaking energy from each energy center, and how that very, very really affects your life. It's not just this, oh yes, my, sacral chakra, creativity, sensuality, blah, or color orange, like these basic bullet points. We're going past the basic bullet points so that you can really have a grasp on how you're either being controlled by a distorted expression of this energy center, or how you can tune into this energy center and channel it with your own sense of control. Not to control everything, control the world outside, it's a part of the self-mastery path. So the info for that will be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, thank you to Ruk'u'x Ulew and the entire team that makes this cacao a possibility. I send you guys so much love. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe to this channel for all the magic that I decide to share, because it's my channel and I can share anything I want. Okay, I'm done. Bye guys.